So we had an antiquated steam boiler system. It had a lot of failures. It had a lot of disruptions to the classroom space with no heat.
We knew that these buildings were not efficient. There's a building behind us called Alumni Memorial Building, and the heating and electrical systems were connected together, which meant that if the heat was on in here, the heat was also on in Alumni Gymnasium, and vice versa with the electricity. So clearly not efficient, but also it was from a 1970 system, which were constantly being broken down.
So we knew we had to upgrade our system in some way, shape, or form, and we didn't know exactly how.
What we knew is we had failing systems that were at end of life. After evaluating many potential systems, the school board elected to go with a geothermal ground source heat pump.
When the geothermal project came on as a possibility, I never thought ever that we'd be able to do it financially.
However, we have a customer who's all about hands-on learning, and they want the best 50-year technology, not the cheapest, lowest cost technology.
Because we serve 58 different communities, I couldn't just go to them and say, hey, we have this new project, give us $6 million. So we had to be creative with the funding.
We were able to take advantage of the Inflation Reduction Act, which allowed us to bring in federal funds to supplement this project's funding source.
Right now with the federal funding, geothermal has become something that we can evaluate more, and it's become cost effective because of the extended long-term life of the equipment versus your standard system. And school districts, when they go to look at a replacement, instead of doing a like for like, we're evaluating at least 3 different options, one of which is geothermal. And with the rebates, it's becoming pretty in line with what those other replacements can be.
What's important for someone that's approaching the geothermal project is understanding the long-term goal, right? The decarbonization, the energy efficiencies, moving away from natural gas or fossil fuels.
There's no exhaust stack burning gas or oil and emitting into the atmosphere. This is a zero emitting building when using ground source heat pump.
We were able to bring the students over, show them firsthand how the drilling went, got to talk to the workers and have them explain exactly how everything was going, what they were doing, problems they were running into on the job sites, and really walk them through a start to completion process about how to install a geothermal system.
This boiler room was designed specifically to fit the needs of the HVAC and technical programs that we have here in school.
The building itself is an educational tool. So the pipes are labeled throughout the building. Imagine just being able to walk around your classroom and understand the sequencing. When does that gas boiler turn on? Where does the heat come from?
They really deliberately set it up where it was conducive to teaching a class in here, and they did a great job labeling everything. So, that answers a lot of questions because, coming into it for the first time, they're not exactly sure what every pipe does and what the different color coding represents, but having everything labeled and marked out for the students has been great for them to see.
And so our kids are going to be working on this equipment when they go out into industry. They're 16, 17, 18 years old. And while they do need to know the more traditional model of heating and cooling, this is a new model that they can then take into the workplace directly upon graduation.
It's great to be here with all of you and my legislative colleagues on a very exciting day for Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical High School. And the geothermal energy that's here really represents the cutting edge. Oftentimes we look at air source heat pumps as a solution, and it's a good solution. But geothermal heat pumps like these are even better when we can get them. And that means drilling down 700 feet. I know that Superintendent Riccio was hoping you were going to strike either gold or oil, but the fact is you got something that perhaps in the future will be equally as valuable. The ability to create a comfortable learning space for the students at Essex North Shore that will be heated and cooled from the bounty of the land. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical School in recognition of completing the geothermal project and continuing the commitment to sustainability and environmental advocacy.
What we're able to bring into this building is not only efficient heating source, but we also have ground source cooling. So this new system brings ground source heating, cooling, and full ventilation, which increases the indoor air quality and allows these students to make sure that they're as healthy and as safe as they can in these classrooms.
It's only been for a month, but I will say even today when we walked in, what would have been a very cool building was more of that room temperature, which was great.
We've already received rebates from National Grid, so we see the dollars coming back. And so with the incentives teamed with the efficiencies, we really look forward to seeing what we can save in our first couple of years. Before, we had a pneumatic control system that was as old as the building, not very trustworthy. You know, we had our staff here, not just every school day, but also checking on these boilers on weekends just to make sure they stayed running. And so with our new DDC control system, this will allow us to monitor every piece of equipment that we have running here. And as soon as it gets out of sequence or any issues come up, alarms are notified, our technicians are called, and we're adjusting it as quick as we can. I'll be able to sleep better at night, just put it that way.